What's up, people who watch Boston Hoops and just people who just see this video? Today I got another video, and it's the top 30 greatest NBA players of all time. We have all your favorite players from the top to the bottom, and let's just get into it. Yeah, at 30 we have Russell Westbrook. Now Westbrook's had an interesting career. He's won MVP. He's Mr. Triple Double, and he's on the Nuggets right now. So this video is gonna be long, so I don't want to go through every player too much. But yeah, I think there's all these players better. Number 29, we have Allen Iverson. Now, he better than Russ? Maybe he is an MVP. He did make the finals. I think that finals trip was yeah. He had more playoff success. That's why I have him above Russ. More playoff success, and I mean that trip to the finals, which he had a worse team than Russ, and Russ never made it past the second round. But actually, no, Russ didn't make the finals with KD and Harden. But yeah, he wasn't the best player. Next up, we got 28. We got James Harden, another player who can just get triple doubles, rebound, do a lot of things. Pretty bad defender and kind of annoying sometimes, but could be the best scorer and the best player on a team. He also has an MVP like the other two. I think everyone on this list has an MVP. Um, Maybe, and one of the best scorers in NBA history. There's not much I can say about Russ. That you already don't know. Probably I don't know. But on to next number 27, Nikola Jokic, which is still a current NBA player. He is only 30 years old, and I think can leap the list. Let's pause the video real quick and just say every time that I have someone jump the list or like get into a higher spot, like say Jokic gets higher, like passes someone on my list, I'll make a short about it. Just saying that with this compliment. Number 26, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's really good. I think he's better than Jokic. He might have one less MVP, but I'm like that championship. I think is just better. They faced the Suns. It was a really close and fun series to watch. They almost lost to the Nets. I think overall, Giannis just better all time. I'd rather be Giannis than Jokic. So um, he has two MVPs, and they're both European. Yeah. Let's go on to next. I think it's number 25. I don't know. Number 25, we have David Robinson. Now, he's an interesting career. He's won a few championships with Tim Duncan. He's won an MVP, I'm pretty sure. Um, no finals MVPs. He also did score 70 points once. That's pretty cool. Um, Not much to say about him. Let's just go on to the next person. Next up, we got Charles Barkley. Could say that Dave Robinson is better. Barkley has the MVP. He's made the finals. I think he's just a better player. He has played in the Rockets. He has played on a lot of teams, but he used to play in Philly, but went to the Suns. Like, yeah. Don't really know much about Charles Barkley, but you can't deny how great he is. Next up, as much as I didn't want to put him on this list or just have anything to do with him, Karl Malone is still a good NBA player. He is third all time in scoring. Probably gonna get passed up by KD pretty soon. KD, I think, is gonna end up top three. But made the finals twice against Jordan, lost both times in 6 games. Went to the Lakers and won few MVPs. Pretty good. If Jordan wasn't around, I think he could be way higher on this list. But guess that didn't happen. But next up, we have Isaiah Thomas. Now, deciding factor is championships and how good those were. Isaiah Thomas has won two championships with the Bad Boy Pistons, 1989 and 1990, and I think it's pretty good. To be honest, he basically did nothing after the year 1990. It's just kind of just there. He pretty sure was on the Dream Team, but next up, we have Kawhi Leonard. Now, this is higher than I've seen on most lists. But you gotta admit how good he is. He might be injured all the time now, but he still made a good conference finals run with the Clippers back in 2021. He won a championship in his only year with Toronto back in 2019. He won a finals. He won two finals MVPs, one championship with Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Just a really good player overall. Never got an MVP, but I still think he's better than some of these guys that I've mentioned so far. Next up, we got Scottie Pippen, another player without an MVP, but it's for a good reason. I think he is the best Robin in all of NBA history, the best second option, and only to Michael Jordan, who is somewhere on this list. You may know him, but Dennis Scottie Pippen really showed out in his 2 years without Michael Jordan, which makes me think he could be higher on this list if Michael Jordan was not around. But of course, that didn't happen, and probably would have won less championships. But yeah, pretty good player. Just has beef with Michael Jordan right now. But next, we got KG, Kevin Garnett. And the reason he is so high on this list, he is the Timberwolves' best player. Only reason they are a decent franchise, and it's kind of bringing them back right now. But he helped. He's the reason the Celtics won in 2008. Paul Pierce is a big part of that. He was the second best player on that team, or you could say he was the first. He was their Celtics Jason Tatum, or like a Jalen Brown. Really important piece, really important throughout his career. MVP. He had a podcast and is a podcast right now. And yeah, Kevin Durant, KD. I think he just moved all to top 10 all time scoring. As much as I don't like him, and his two championships, Finals MVP, are kind of fraudulent. He did help that Warriors team win back to back to help them become a dynasty. He did leave 2019, go to Brooklyn in a signing trade for D'Lo. Before that, he went to the finals once in 2012 against the Miami Heat. He went to the Brooklyn Nets, did nothing there. Got swept by the Celtics 2022. Went to the Suns, has done nothing there. He's not made it past the second round. And last year got swept in the first round. So, don't know what's next for him in his career, but hopefully he does something to bring his rank up. Just get him higher on this list. Jerry West, he is the logo. You gotta admit that he is a really great NBA player. He is maybe not as good as some of these other guys that are ahead of him, but he was shooting. He had literally, I think, probably the best mentality in all. Like he cared about the game so much, and it's sad to see him pass away recently. But rest in peace to one of the basketball greats. Honestly, he might be the best Laker ever, best Laker ever. Not a lot of Lakers fans, not a lot of people recognize him. He also did great things like make sure the Splash Bros were a thing. He's built Kobe and Shaq, made that duo one of the best like just NBA like parts of the NBA, not just as a player, but as a coach, as a GM, and just everything. To be honest, so rest in peace, and um, I hope he's doing good up there. And Dirk Nowitzki is the best European player of all time, one of the best power forwards of all time. And the reason he is so high in this list was his 2011 finals run. That finals run was just legendary. It was legendary. He played with the flu. He won finals MVP. He is the best Maverick ever until Luka maybe joins this list. It's top 30 player. Maybe gets ahead of Dirk. Dirk is top 10 in scoring. Had a great career and a great player. Dwayne Wade is next. He is the best Heat player of all time. He won 3 championships with the Heat, played in the Bulls, went back to the Heat. I just don't. I'm kind of still mad at him for giving Derrick Jones Jr. The champion, making Derrick Jones Jr. win in 2020 over Aaron Gordon after he jumped over Taco Fall. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering. But he jumped, and other by that, as a player, he's been great from the get go. Kind of reminds me of Donovan Mitchell's career, except he actually has success with good bigs and a pretty good player. One of the best shooting guards, and let's go next. Dr. J is next, and T is a legendary net. He's a legendary 76er, won a championship in 83, played in the NBA. In 70s was a dark era. That's probably why he's not higher. Goes along with the next player, which is Moses Malone. Dominated the 1970s, which is the NBA's worst era by far. Other by the 40s, but the 70s just didn't have any stars. Um, Moses Malone, I think, is slightly better than Dr. J. Had a better career, won more MVPs. Um, might have been more important than the championship, but I don't know. You tell me. Next up, we got Oscar Robertson, another old head. 1960s. He was Luka before Luka. He was LeBron. He was yeah, Mr. Triple Double before Mr. Triple Double. He was kind of insane. He was probably the fourth best player back in his day, maybe even a top three player. Back when he played in the '60s, actually, yeah, top three player back when he played, and pretty good player. Next up, another player from the '60s, Will Chamberlain. Now you might be saying this is not even top 10. We have him at 11. Now Wilt was good, and he might have not been a foot taller than everyone in the league. Just like Stephen A. said, but I think his stats are kind of overinflated. There's no proof that the 100 game thing happened. I kind of believe it did, but um, I think he's kind of overrated. He hyped himself up like he's that guy. He's just not, and I think all these players, these top 10, are better by far. And another good center, Shaq. And some people might have him higher, but I have Shaq at 10. I think he could have been way better if he just had a better mentality. He won four championships. Just was a ring chaser at the end of his career, which definitely took his spots down. Um, in Orlando, he just lost focus. I think he could have been something there in Orlando. He won 3 championships. He did the repeat in LA, and he won one with Dwayne Wade, but was even the best player in that Heat team. But still a great player. Don't get me wrong, most dominant player in NBA history, but definitely lower than some people think. Stephen Curry. This is probably higher or lower than most people think. He still has time, and he is really close to passing the person ahead of him. On my list, I think he just needs one more accomplishment, maybe like one more All NBA thing, maybe a championship, maybe an MVP, maybe just needs another award to make him better than the next player. Um, I don't think All Stars is enough. Maybe like two more All Stars. If you get gets like 5,000 threes, which probably is not going to happen. He'll be up there, but Stephen Curry is 9. Kobe Bryant is 8. Now, you might say, how is Curry so close to Kobe? Now, Kobe, some of his rings he was not even the best player on. I get, but I think all these players ahead of him are just better in not a lot of ways. But if Kobe passed the ball a lot more and was a little bit of better defender, I think he could have been way higher. Best mentality by far, could definitely higher in this list if he just passed the ball more and just better defender. Yeah, next up, Tim Duncan is at 7. Now Tim Duncan is better than Kobe. He has same amount of rings at 5, but I think his rings are better because I don't know, they're much more spread out. Some of them were harder opponents. He lost in the finals 2013, but just great career. He Mr. Fundamentals works with basically any NBA star. You pair like any of these next few guys with Tim Duncan, that yeah, they'll probably work good together. Next up, at number 5, we have Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a great player, and you might be saying, yeah, I have his rival right ahead of him. And Magic Johnson was a great. What's his number 6? Never mind, it's not 5. Magic Johnson was a good player. Is the best point guard in my opinion. I think I like Curry better, but you just got to give it to Magic. And he did play center, and in that last game when he won in 1980. But now into the top 5. At 5 we have Larry Bird, Larry Legend, the Hick from French Lick. I think he's just better in every way. He has 3 rings, 2 less than Magic Johnson, 3 MVPs, same as Magic Johnson. I think. I don't know how many MVPs Magic Johnson has. He is a better shooter. He's a better rebounder. He's a better defender. He's just a Magic Johnson. I think is a better finisher. Um, both around the same athletic, but I think Larry Bird just meant more to his team. Larry Bird is literally the like when people think of the Celtics, they think Larry Bird. Which I have another Celtic coming ahead, and that is Bill Russell at 4. Maybe you might be saying that I'm just saying this because I'm a Celtics fan. No, Bill Russell was so good. He was ahead of his time. He's the reason the NBA is here today. If it wasn't for Bill Russell, the NBA would be way smaller. No one would really care about the NBA. He's won 11 championships, made the NBA exciting. Him and Wilt, just it just oh my god, I cannot express words. He's one of my favorite players ever. And just I have so much respect for this man. He did so many great things on and off the court. And he has 11 rings, like 5 MVPs. The team's worst stacked, but like almost every dynasty stacked. Basically every dynasty stacked. But Bill Russell, best Celtic ever, and top 4 player ever. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He is slightly better than Bill Russell, has 6 rings, and the top 2 is kind of controversial, but you'll see that in a second. 6 rings, lots of MVPs. The only reason I don't have him higher is because he dominated in the 70s. The 70s. That's a big factor when I come to like ranking these players, what era they were playing in. Like the 2010s is better than the 70s. The 90s is the best defense. The 2000s is like great. The 80s were the 80s. The 70s are just like it's a big like factor that like puts a player down. And can we have a drum roll for the top 2? This is really gonna make the list. Just probably yeah. So number two is LeBron James. I'm sorry, LeBron James is just not even close to Michael Jordan, who is number 1. Oh damn, number 1 by far. Michael Jordan has like the flow game. He has the shrug game. He has so many iconic games. Name one iconic game from LeBron James. You can. You can name iconic playoff series. There's nothing that comes to mind with Michael Jordan. You just think of like so many things. And Michael Jordan was more than just an on-court legend. He's the reason basketball is this thing. Like since Michael Jordan's left, NBA ratings have gone so far down. It's like a cricket or something. Anyways, that is my list. Hope you enjoyed it. If you disagree with any of these, dude, like say it down in the comments and just tell me your opinion about any of these. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and like the video. We're almost at 100 subs. We are so close. Only 14 subs away. And subscribe so we can hit that goal and become one of the best sports channels on YouTube. And if you, hope you have a great day and bye.